my third degree, which is my second master's. I actually did that at the London Metropolitan University, and I started in 2022 September. Most of the time you face stumbling blocks, very crazy ones. Just know that you just have to keep going. That's just it. You have to keep going. You cannot just stop. You cannot stop. As far as you're still breathing, you have to keep going. Hi, my name is Adefemilola Henrietta Olajide. I had my first master's degree from the University of Ibadan. I studied food microbiology from 2014 September to 2016 January. That was when I did that. Then I went for my second degree, my third degree, which is my second master's. I actually did that at the London Metropolitan University, and I started in 2022 September and I finished 2023 September. I studied food science there, so I have one master's degree in food science, in food microbiology, then I have one in food science. I embarked on it because I wanted the exposure. I wanted to know what academic life is outside Nigeria. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to know what I could do differently and wanted to spread my wings. That was basically what I did that for. My lowest point was, okay, there's something when we're doing our project, there's something they call progress reports. So I did my progress reports, and progress reports, your supervisor sees them, you talk about it and come to a conclusion. It mentions your mistake, you correct it, something like that. So I did that with my supervisor and we came to a conclusion, and I submitted my progress report. So that day I was going to work in the morning and I got a mail telling me that my result was ready. So I went to check it because the project is not scored once. You score the progress report and other parts of it building up to the project. So, and everything is 100%. So at the end of the day, you divide it. So that day, I was really optimistic about it. Like, I'm going to have an A. So that day, it turned out that I had 60 something. I can't remember what it was. 60 something. And that was painful. But that was not the painful part for me. The part for me is that, so when you have an exam like that, or a test or whatever, anything that has to do with marking, by the side, they're going to say who marked it, and the person is going to drop their comments. So even if you do a presentation, whoever marked it is going to tell you what you could do better in your work and physically. So I now saw my supervisor's comments. That was the annoying part for me, because it was telling me I should do this, I should do that, I should do this. And I was like, why do you have to tell me all these things right now when we both talked about it and we came to a conclusion? Why do you now mark it and now give me something lower? That was the very low point for me. And that morning I was going to work, I cried that morning before I stepped out. But I actually went back to meet him anyway, and I asked him what happened. If you had a problem with it, you could have just mailed me back and I could have found a solution to it or corrected whatever you wanted. So yeah, so at the end of the day, so that was it anyway. So we found a way around it, and at the end of the day, I did my presentation well for my project defense. I did my presentation well, and I eventually had an A. But I was so scared because that was what was left for me to come out with a distinction. So the 60 something mark I had was like a setback, and I was really scared that am I still going to come out with a distinction? But I eventually did come out with a distinction in food science from London Metropolitan University. My highest point and how it made me feel. I think my highest point throughout my academic year has to be highest point. I really can't pick out a highest point right now. But I think one part that stood out for me was the day that I got my results, because they send you everything by mail, what you had. So I got my mail that day and I realized I came out with a distinction. That has to be a very good point for me. And when I did my graduation, just when I walked down on that very, very, very long red carpet, and they called my name, and if you come out with distinction, they'll call your name that so and so person with distinction. And I think that was a very good point for me. Then my relationship with my supervisor. I didn't really have so much of a relationship because all of us are in human sciences, but different departments or different units. So my supervisor actually came from nutrition. Yeah, my supervisor came from nutrition, so we did not even have a parallel relationship between that. So it was just there, no bad feelings, nothing. He did his best, I did my best, no relationship. And after that, we've really not had anything. I think the one I had a very good relationship with has to be my head of department. I still talk to him till now, and he asks for my reference every time. And the funniest part of it is that whenever you ask him for a reference or you talk to him, he's replying your mail within 5 minutes. Whenever I've asked him for reference 3 times right now, and he has dropped my reference in 24 hours. Is that kind of a person. Dr. Hamid Kudusi, very, 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 very good man. So, life lessons learned during this program. I think it's just that you can do anything. And the truth of the matter is that most of the time you face stumbling blocks. Very, 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 very crazy ones. Just know that you just have to keep going. That's just it. You have to keep going. You cannot just stop. You cannot stop. As far as you're still breathing, you have to keep going. And I think that's what I learned. It's not easier now, but then we are alive. We give God great glory to God, and we just continue what we're doing. The program's effect on my personal life, I don't think it had any effect. No, life continued as usual. Nothing really changed. Nothing really changed. So it didn't really have any effect on me, on my personal life, on my relationship. Not at all. Life was just normal. Then when I got here, in terms of the school fees, it's actually very expensive. There's no doubt about it. Very, very expensive. But then, as God will have it, God gave me a very supportive partner. And I am not here alone. I'm here with my husband. If I'm here alone, if I was here alone, it would have been very difficult. I'm not even going to lie, especially with the capping of 20 hours per week. But throughout my time, I only did 20 hours per week during my school year. And because my husband was here with me, he did most of the jobs and he did most of the paying. So yes, I would attribute that basically to my husband. He really did carry that part of everything. If I had to take this journey again, one thing I am going to change, I would have changed, would actually be doing it earlier. No, there's absolutely no reason why it took me this long to actually do it. No, doing it earlier would be one thing I would change. And the journey so far, has it been worth it? Yeah, to a degree it has been worth it. And as I said earlier, as far as you're breathing, as far as you're still breathing, you're still going to continue it. And it's better than yesterday, and we believe tomorrow is going to be better than today. So you just have to keep showing up, keep showing up, keep showing up, and keep trying your best. If I was to advise somebody that wants to embark on the same journey, my advice is start early, do it early. There's really nothing you're waiting for. If this is the part you want, do it early. Doing it late, no. Do it early. The earlier you do it, the better for you. The easier your journey is, I'm going to tell you. The easier your journey is if you want to do it. And the best thing for me is after your first degree, you can leave. I would prefer you have your first degree in Nigeria. I'm not even going to lie about that. You need that solid foundation. You need that resilience. You need that strength. You need it. Well, immediately you are done with that, my advice is that you just leave. If you want to do it, there's really nothing you're waiting for. No. You can just do an exemption of your NYSC. Just do an exemption and just leave. Thank you.